Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to do a quick flip through of my 2024 reading journal, and I wanted to give you guys some ideas for your journal because I know a lot of you guys are probably doing your spreads and your layouts, and my reading journal for this year is a little bit different than my last year's. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. I actually started this reading journal last year, so when you open it, it is the journal of 2023. So I'm gonna flip through and get to my 2024. So this is the first page of my reading journal for 2024, and on this page I actually wrote my goals down, which is actually new. I didn't do this in my last one, and these are a few goals. I'll probably add more, but these are just the ones that I thought of while I was, creating my spread. But it's read and start more series, read more long books, reread at least one book, read 39 books, which is my age. I always set my reading goal to the age that I'm turning that year, and I'll be turning 39 in 2024, which is crazy. And then my hard goal is 60. So if I can get to 60, that's really awesome. And then DNF more often. So those are kind of my goals. So the first page, I always do my top 10 books I want to read in 2024. And then I have a red color and then an unread color. So as I read the books, I just color it in with the red color. And then at the end of the year, I will pick a color for unread and I will do the unread ones in that color. And then I will do my completed right here. And then the next page is the number of books I read per month. So every single month I do the number of books that I read, and I was thinking about adding something over here that kind of rates my month out of 5 stars. So like if I had like a 5-star reading month, then I'll do 5 stars. If I had like a 2-star reading month, I'll do 2 stars, but I'm not really sure. But I was thinking about maybe adding that. And then this is my final count, so the final amount of books that I ended up reading, which I don't really necessarily need to do this because I have a whole page dedicated to that, but I thought it would just kind of fill up this space a little bit. And then this is my genre tally, which I did in 2023. And basically I just do a tally mark every single time I read in that genre. Some books are going to be more than one genre. So if that's the case, I will just, put a tally in multiple genres. And I kind of like to see what genre I read the most. Romance is usually number 1 because romance can be in pretty much any genre. You can have like a romance thriller, a romance fantasy. So I tend to have a lot of romance. Actually this year I ran out of room, so I'm like trying to like fit like little tiny marks because I've read so much romance. But I think this is really interesting to kind of see what I read the most of. And then notes and quotes right here. And I usually just write just little things that I realize about my reading in here. So new authors that I really love, or when I find out a new trope that I don't really like or whatever, I will put them here. And I also put quotes that I really like here as well. I actually don't use this section very often, so that's why I keep it really small and I don't dedicate a whole page to it, but I do sometimes put some stuff in this area. So this page is my best books. So every single month I pick what the best book of the month was, and then I write it there, which is always really fun. And then gold stars. As you guys know, when I read like a 6-star book or a book that I know is going to be like my ultimate forever favorite, I will put them in gold stars and they just get a gold star. And a lot of my all-time favorite books that I just talk about all the time with you guys, or I repeat over and over and over again, are gold star reads. I usually don't have too many. A lot of times I only have like one. I think a couple of years ago I only had 1 gold star, but this year's actually been a really good year and I have like 4, I think, gold stars, 4 or 5. So some years are better than others, but yeah, those are my gold star reads. The next one is my books purchased in 2024. And then if I read them, I'm going to put a little X. And so this is just all the books that I purchased. And last year I actually had to add an extra page. I actually had to add this page. Because I started keeping track of the books I unhauled as well, but I decided to stop doing that. So if I wouldn't have done that, I think that it would have been able to fit on just one page. So I decided not to keep track of this year because I don't really care like what books I unhauled. But what I did do is an unhaul tally, so I can kind of keep track of how many books I unhauled. I just don't care which books I unhauled. So that's kind of what I decided to do for that instead. But that is my purchased in 2024, and I really like the handwriting that I did up here. I think it looks really cute. And then this is my books read checklist. So I did my hard goal, which is 60, and this is my easy goal, which is 39. And these are extras. So if I read over 60, then I can just kind of mark the extras. And yeah, this is just really fun to fill out like every single month. Like whenever you finish a book, you get to like mark a little dot or whatever, so that's always really fun. So this is always a great page, and this is actually a new one. I have not done this before, but I decided to do this bookish bingo, and in the bingo like card or whatever, I just did really hard prompts. So prompts that are harder for me to accomplish, but it'd be really cool if I did. And then I got a bingo. So these are the wins. So if I get like multiple wins, I can just like, you know, color it in. And then if I get a blackout, I can color that one in. But I have self-published, book you've been putting off, short story collection, sports romance. I've never read a sports romance, you guys. Like what the heck? I don't know how that's not happened. 600 pages or more, a gifted book, multiple authors, reread, finish a series, cover by, a YouTuber book, classic, translated, male protagonist, a gold star, 2024 release, a Western, never read that either, Fated Mates, Roy G. Biv on the cover, so you have to have every color of the rainbow on the cover, new to me author, a retelling, read full series in a year, bookish box book, and a complete a duology. So I have to complete a duology. So that is my bookish bingo, and I think that'll be really kind of fun to see if I can do that. I don't know if I will, but I thought it'd be a fun addition. This is my bookshelves, and then I have a color for Kindle, a color for audio, and a color for physical. And so however I read the book, I will color the book in that color, and then I write the title on the spine. I actually only had one page for this last year, or this year, I guess. And I had enough books on it, but I just kind of felt like I was worried that if I read more, or if I read like a lot of graphic novels, that I was actually going to run out of room. So I decided to do 2 bookshelves this year. Even though I know I'm not going to be able to fill both of these up, I do like having 2 just because I feel like it's a little bit safer. So that is my bookshelves. This is book covers. So this is actually not going to be filled out until the end of the year. So at the end of the year, I will print off all of the book covers that I read this year, and then I will glue them onto this page. I might even have to add kind of a fold out page like I showed you guys if I can't fit all the book covers on the page, but that is what this page is for, because I like to see my books. Like I'm a very visual person, and I think it's really satisfying to see the books that you read. Then I have my monthly spreads. So I just do January 2024. This is my TBR. So whenever I pick my TBR with you guys in video, I will write them here. So this is how I do my monthly spreads. I just write the title, and I write the author, I write the genre that it's in, and then I kind of write a very short review, or just like a few words that kind of like how I felt about the book. And then I do my stars here. So that's kind of how I write down every book that I read. And then I write how many stars I gave each book, how many books I read that month, and then I write a full review of the best book. So this month it was Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I wrote a little review of it there. So that's kind of how I do all of my months. Then I have my wrap up. So I do books read, and then I do goal, pages read, shortest book, longest book, average rating, average book length, most popular on Goodreads, least popular, highest rated, and then I do all my stars, how many 5 stars I gave for the year, 4 stars, etc., and then how many gold stars. And then I do the first book I read and the last book I read, how many adult books I read, and how many young adult. And these are my awards, and I make a whole video just about my awards for the year. So I have like best title, best couple, most recommended, biggest disappointment, and all those things. And I do a whole video all about this section. Number of books read from your yearly TBR list, best book, worst book. I have female authors, male authors, number of series completed, Goodreads goal, and then number over goal. And then I have a number of like how many Kindles I read, audio, physical, library, thrifted, owned, and DNF'd. Best 5 books, worst 5 books, and then how I rated this year out of 10 stars. So what was my reading year? Like was it an 8-star reading year, a 2-star reading year? So I'll do that there. And these are my goals for 2025. And then I do favorite cover, best book, and worst book. So I'll print off of those. And this is my bracket. So January and February, and then I pick out of those what the favorite was. And then, you know, March and April, I pick my favorite, and then it goes from there, and then it goes favorite right here. So this is my monthly bracket. I don't really need to do this. This is just like extra because obviously like we already know kind of what my favorite was, but I just think this is fun and it's really cute. So that is it, you guys. That is my spread for 2024. I hope that you guys got some ideas, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.